Hello, hello, my beautiful people. How are you? Happy May. I love May. May is also my favorite months because that means spring and summer are coming, and I'm a summer, spring baby. Yeah, yeah, Gemini. June, where are you? Baby, come on. Come, June, come. So, guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm living with Coach Aunt, living life with Coach Anna, and I'm Anna. So, guys, this month we are talking about understanding our limiting emotions and overcoming them with our self love and self control. So, that's going to be my theme for May. So, with this first podcast for me, I'm talking about how limiting emotions and understanding them and how they impacted my life personally, especially when I was in my morbid obesity days, when I was size 20, size 18, double XL, all the fun stuff. Um, so, first things first, how it used to be. Well, guys, I didn't get to be a size 20, 22 because I loved myself, right? Um, I was there because I was chubby throughout my entire life, my entire teen, childhood life. I was always a little bit overweight. I was always the chubby one in school. I didn't mind. I didn't mind. I was a happy child, a very happy child. My parents, always there. My dad, I'm the last girl. I'm the baby girl, so I was definitely a little bit spoiled. So I was a happy child up until I started getting more bullied about my weight and people, and childs are ruthless. Children can be ruthless. So, in basis of that, right, what happened was at a very young age, I started feeling limiting emotions. Emotions like anxiety, emotions like fear, emotions like shame, guilt, because when somebody's laughing at you, you feel shame, right? Like, I'm supposed to be ashamed of me because somebody's laughing at me, you understand that feeling. So, these emotions come at me at a very young age. I don't know how to deal with them other than stuffing my face, right? Other than with eating good things, eating the sweets, eating cookies. I love this. I think that's why I love the cookies. I love cookies, especially butter cookies and Colombian cookies. The strawberry Colombian cookies are the best cookies in the world. If they ever sponsor me, oh, be so happy. So, at a young age, right, a child, 12, 11, 10, I don't know how to deal with these negative emotions. I don't deal with the judgment. I don't know how to deal with shame. Right? I don't know. At the end of the day, we don't know why these people are laughing at us when they're bullying us. And we're not understanding why, right? You get what I mean when I'm saying when you are bullied. So, my solution again was to eat. So, as I get older and older, I'm now 16, 17, graduated high school already. And I'm just like looking at myself, right? Looking at myself, contemplating about myself. Like, I had no boyfriends, and all my friends had boyfriends in high school. I'm like, that's not for me. Still not for me. I don't know about the boyfriends these days, but yeah. So I'm comparing myself, I'm judging myself, and then one day, I feel like at the end of the day, there has to be a breaking point, because I reached my breaking point. I reached a point where I was like, I've had enough of this BS. I've had enough. I've had enough. I was yelling at the top of my lungs saying, I've had enough. I need a change. I want to change. I need something else because I can't. It was becoming very hard for me to see the rest of my life as a morbid, obese person. It was becoming very hard to see, and it would just make me sad, and it will make me feel like I don't want this. I don't want to be here in this body, and then so I was like, I had enough. So I opted for the surgery, and the surgery was, it was like this in a snap of fingers. what the real thing was, the process after, right? The mindset process, the discipline, the exercise, the food. That's where it got very heavy, because you can go for surgery in and out super quick, right? The doctor at the end of the day is doing his procedure. But what goes in the mindset that you have is what makes a surgery successful, right? Because if you think, oh, the surgery is going to change my life and it's going to do everything for me, but then you don't change your habits, you don't change your mind, nothing will happen. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The surgery is just step one. Step two was the mindset, the inner power, the passion, that I'm going to work on myself for myself, because I want to see myself in a different path. I want to see my life go in another way, right? And then whenever I thought about the surgery, I was like, I could see myself be happy. I could see myself with boyfriends. I could see myself wearing the clothes I always wanted to wear, when I was smaller. And so I was like, I'm gonna go for it, right? I'm gonna go for the surgery. I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna change my habits. And that's what I did, because to this day, if I go more than a week without exercising, I feel weird. If I go more than a week without eating a salad, I feel like something's off. Like, oh, I missed something. What did I miss? Like that. That's how I feel. And that's great, guys, because that in turn lets you know that at the end of the day, you have the power over you, and you are 100% responsible of the actions and decisions that you make in your life, because you are 100% responsible for yourself. Okay? You are 100% responsible for yourself and how you feel. Nobody else, unless you give them the power, right? Unless you give it the power. If somebody tells you you're ugly, that's their perception. What's your perception, huh? What are you thinking about yourself? Are you gonna let what they said impact you, or are you gonna let them, what they say, like, oh, look, those words, look, they're flying away? No, right? You get me? So then comes that discovery, right? That I have the power over me no matter what. I have the power to do what I need to do in order to change my life no matter what. I cannot keep relying on others. I cannot keep relying on my parents. I cannot keep relying on exterior forces to come in and change my life, because I am responsible for changing my life. I am the driver. I am here driving my own car, my own life. Think about it like that, okay? And so, here comes with the limiting emotions. When you're in the car and you're letting the limiting emotion come in, let's say, oh, you're driving the car and you see stress right there at the stop sign. You want to give it a ride? You want to give stress a ride? Tell them to hop in the car, right? And then you see anxiety, and then you see fear, and then you see judgment. Are you going to let them in the car? Do you want to let them in the car? That's a big question, because when you let them in the car, what's going to happen? What's going to happen to your thoughts? What's going to happen to your heart, to your emotions? What do you think? Right? So let's look at it that way. Limiting emotions can only have power over us if we let them in the car. But what if we only ask them, hey, where are you going? Right? Hey, why are you here? Right? Instead of, we just roll the window down. We only roll the window down in the car, and we ask, hey, Fia, where are you going? And it says, oh, well, I thought I could catch a ride with you, and we could go to, how about we go to building your own business? What if fear got in your car with you to go build your own business? Would you ever build it? Do you think you ever build it? No, because fear is going to be there and saying, oh, but what if this goes wrong? What if you don't have the money? Because what else is going to fear tell you? Huh? What else could fear tell you? But what if you see motivation at the other side of the street? What if you see self-love at the other stop sign? What if you see self-confidence right there just walking by, and you decide to pick them up? What do you think can happen, right? Motivation is going to tell you, yeah, let's go build your business. Boom, boom, let's go. Here's some motivation music, right? Self-confidence is going to tell you, oh, you got this. You know this. You know all the information. You got the education. You can do it, right? What's self-love going to tell you? Like, oh, you love yourself so much. You're going to start a business for yourself. You're going to help people out. Like, look at you. Wow, right? But what can anxiety tell you? What can stress tell you? That's how you need to look at limiting emotions, guys. Look at them as independent little images, people that can get in a car with you, in your own car with you, and see if they're gonna actually give you a benefit or they're gonna downgrade you, right? That's how we need to look at limiting emotions, because they're simple and they're straightforward. And if you tell them, like, if you ask them, if you recognize them, like, are you sure, do I need you in my car? And maybe they even say, no, you don't need me in your car, because I mean, I don't really have anything positive to say, because I'm stressed. I'm anxiety. I can only give you anxiety tips. You know what I mean? So if I would constantly let fear and other negative emotions in my car, what am I gonna end up with, right? I'm only going to end up with more of those thoughts, with more of those emotions that are not going to lead me to anything good or loving or happy, right? And that's where I want to be. I want to be happy. I want to be in love with myself. I want to be confident in my own skin. That's where I want it to be. So that's who I decided to pick up in my car and take him with me for the ride. Right? And it's been a 10-year plus ride, and I've been having lots of fun. I've been shopping, getting all my clothes, everything that I ever wanted when I was growing up to wear, to do, I've been able to do now. Even though it was a long process, I'm much more happier. If you met the Anna that I was 11, 15 years ago, that's not the Anna that's standing in front of you right now. You don't even know me. But you get what I mean, guys. So if you love yourself, you're going to be able to recognize when stress, anxiety, comparison, judgment, all the negative, bad emotions that you can think, limiting emotions that you can think about, are going to come in your car, right? And if you, backwards. If you don't love yourself, right, all these limiting emotions are going to come in your car. But if you do love yourself, you're going to be able to just pull the window down, right? You're going to roll the window down and ask them, what do you need? What's wrong that you are by my stop sign? What's wrong that you need to come up to my window and talk to me, right? It's that. So even when a limiting emotion appears, what we have to do is recognize it, talk with it, talk it out, write it out, talk with someone. It's like getting on a plane and you're scared to fly. You need to talk it out, bro. You need to talk it out. You need to tell someone. You need to let somebody know so that you can get that peace of mind, right? Because what happens when anxiety and stress and fear come in and they're all just talking in your head? It's like they're gossiping in your head about what can or cannot happen if you're afraid to fly. It's to me, it's kind of funny when you actually see them this way, right? They're all just gossiping in there in your head, saying that, like, it's for that movie, that Disney movie, I forgot the name, but where fear, disgust, happiness, sadness, they're all in this little girl's head, and it's exactly like that, guys. But imagine if it was only the limiting emotion ones. You know what I mean? And they're all there in your head, and you're like, and then you don't express it. Let's say you don't say anything about it. You don't express how you feel. You don't express that emotion. What's going to happen? It's going to stay in there, and it's going to go down to your heart. It's going to go down to your stomach, and then it's going to make your body feel overwhelmed. And that's when panic attacks come in. That's when anxiety attacks come in. That you're overthinking your breathing, and you're like you can't breathe. Like it's like the end of the world. Like your body just doesn't know what to do, and it's having an inner attack. Your body and your mind are inner attacking themselves, because one side is saying that no, everything's gonna be okay, while the other, like, one side only has one person saying everything's gonna be okay, while this side has like 5 people saying no, everything's gonna be wrong. So it's like you're fighting with yourself, and your body's just trying to regulate it all. You know what I mean? So that's why we have to be also very careful with limiting emotions, because we don't want anxiety attacks, and we don't want the panic attacks. That means your mind is fighting with your own self, with your own soul, about how good you can feel. You know what I mean? That's why we need to recognize them. That's why we need to express them, because we want to avoid getting into the anxiety or panic attack, because that's when we've lost control. We've lost control of the car. We gave control to stress of the car. We gave the keys to stress. of the car. We gave the keys to anxiety and comparison, and now they're all fighting for the wheel. That's what an anxiety and a panic attack is. Yeah. That's what at the end of the day it is. So you have to have a lot of discipline, a lot of focus, mental discipline in order to get yourself to a point where you no longer have to have stress or anxiety or fear in the back seat of your car, right? And it's a lot of discipline, it's a lot of discipline, I'm telling you, because every day you're gonna get one type of thought, right? When you're trying to overcome something, or when you're trying to learn something new, sometimes the old way is always gonna come and say, no, I was here first and I'm gonna stay. So that's why discipline, focus, because you are in control of your mind. Not your mind is in control of you. That's when we talk about ego. When your mind controls you, that means it's the ego controlling you. The ego doesn't always come from the best place either. Ego is made up, is an independent identity made out of limiting emotions. Yeah, guys. Even though it can pose as sweet and beautiful, no. The ego is always going to be made up of limiting emotions, because the ego wants power, wants control. And what do you need power for, first of all? Why do you need so much control for, first of all? So again, the discipline, the love, the focus, the work you're doing is for yourself, and keep thinking about yourself, right? Not just how you, not just like your head, your mind, your body. No, it's about your whole self as a person, and the type of people you want to pick up in your car, right? The type of emotions you want to pick up in your car. What are they? That's the main question, okay? So I get to where I am today, and my discipline paid off, right? My focus paid off. Everything that I ever wanted before surgery, I got, right? I got the clothes, I got the looks, I got everything in my favor, right? And I can't tell you that here or there sometimes I roll down the window for anxiety, right? That sometimes here or there I roll down the window for fear. But as soon as I hear the message that they want to say, or that is like coming out, I'm like, well, you know what? I think I'd rather think in another way. Yeah. It's like I'm giving them the chance to express themselves, but I'm not gonna no longer give them the chance to get in the car with me. That's the point. Okay, so yeah, guys, be careful with the limiting emotions out there. Be loving yourselves every day. Have loving thoughts about yourself every day. That's the point. It's loving yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror, no matter what. Like, guys, sometimes I feel like I won't be able to finish my makeup just because I keep stopping and looking at myself like, oh, you look so cute on it. It's like that. Every time you pass a mirror, compliment yourself. Doesn't matter what mirror. If it's a mirror on the car, on the dashboard, in your parents' house, in your friend's house, it's a mirror. It's you. Say something beautiful to yourself, because that's how you keep the beautiful emotions in your car. So yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Give me a like, whatever you want. And hit me up if you need a little coaching session. Don't forget to get my PDF, How to Self-Love. That's out there. It's good for you. Read it, practice, everything. But yeah, guys, see you.